Hello, welcome back again. In the last video, we set up our environment to cater for Node.js, Express, and TypeScript coding. And in this video, we will just make some simple get, post, put, and delete API requests. In REST API, the resources are identified by URLs, and they are accessed by these 4 to maybe 6 methods. But in this, for the purpose of this course, we will just use the 4 main ones, which is get for read, and post for create, and put for update, and delete for your delete. Those are basic CRUD functions. So without further ado, let's jump into Visual Studio Code. And this is our code as was. I'll just delete this. All right. Let's create a GET request. In order for us to do that, let's write server.get, and we'll specify the URL as the root URL, and we'll create a request from Express, and we will drag in the request interface from Express, which is this one here, and our response from Express, this one right here. This is a callback function which will run when you hit your URL, which is this one right here, and we'll just send out a simple message, res.send, and we'll just send out a string books API. So let's test out this API endpoint. First of all, let's run the server npm run dev. Our server is running. To test our API, we will install an extension from Visual Studio Code, which is called Thunder Client. This is a useful tool for testing APIs. Thunder Client, this one right here. We will install it, and it's installed. Where is it? There you are. Let's just move it somewhere on the top here, and let's make a new request, new HTTP request, a new GET request. So our URL will be HTTP. The server is running on localhost, and it's running on port 8012. Let's send a GET request. Let's press on send, and our string is being returned, books API, which is exactly what we coded right over here. Let's make a post request, which is usually the method that we use to send things to the server. For example, we can make, when we create something, we will use a post request and send a body with it. So server.post, we'll just use the root URL at the moment, and thank God for the auto-completion from Kodi AI, which is the AI that I'm using. In order for us to access the body of a post request, we have to deconstruct the request interface. To do that, let's type const, and let's put curly braces over here, is equal to request.body. All right. Okay, so that's basically how we do it, and we'll just log out console.log body over here and see what comes in. So let's test out this post request in Thunder Client. Let's change this to post. Since we are working with the books, we'll just send in a body name, let's say to kill a mockingbird. Author is James Hunt, and here maybe 2012. This is a JSON body. All right, so in order for the server to accept JSON files, we will use a middleware provided by Express. Let's just comment middleware over here, and we'll just type in server.use express.json. What this does is it converts JSON data that is being sent over HTTP to normal JavaScript objects, so that it can be read and processed by your JavaScript code. It's a body parser. It passes JSON into normal JavaScript code. So this is coming in as the body, and let's send it out. Okay, let's just return the ground. Well, let's just send back the body just to be sure. There you go. All right, so if let's just test it out. So it works. The post request is working. You are sending in this, and it's sending it back to you. Name, author, and yeah, 2012. Okay, so that is the post request, and let's do a put request. A put request, we usually use this for update, and okay, thank you very much, Cody. A request.body, basically a similar format to the post request, and let's try doing it. So it works as well, and our console is logging out the body of the put request. And how about delete? Server dot delete, and Cody is auto completing our code again. So we are accessing the request.body, the request body, and we are logging it out, and we are sending it back to the client. And let's see if it works. Let's test it out, and it works. It works, yeah. All right, so these are basic CRUD operations that we will be using for our REST API. I'll do an additional one. Usually when we are accessing resources, we usually might want in many cases to get a single resource out of a database, and to do that we'll make a post request, a get, and to do that we will make a get request, and we will use something in Express called request params, and we will put an ID over here, and we will deconstruct the request params, which is this one here, request dot params, and we will log the ID, and we'll send back the ID over here. This is if you want to access a singular record from a table. For example, if you want to access a particular book from the database, you just pass in the ID from your request URL, and you will be able to gain access to that resource. So let's test this out, and let's say we would like to get slash and book number 12. and you see it logs, it sends back the number 12 because we wrote it over here that we should deconstruct the request parameters and send back the ID. We can do that for get, and we can also do it for delete. For delete, if you want to delete a single book from your database, you just pass in a parameter, for example ID, and you access your request params from autocomplete, and you will delete, let's just say, successfully deleted book number, and you pass in the ID. All right, okay. Let's just rub that off, and let's put a delete over here and change this to number 24, and we send. Let's take off this body tag and send it, and you get your response: successfully deleted book number, and we specify the book number over here. Let's change this to number 26. Successfully deleted book number 26. That is your request, your response body. And that's basically some of the things that we will be doing throughout this course. We'll be making get, post, and put and delete requests. That's all for now. See you in the next video.